Hello viewers, welcome once again to learn Khasi with help. A lot of you have been asking me questions on how to pronounce and how to stress the words in Khasi. This video is meant especially for those who are interested in Khasi language, especially those who would like to learn how to speak like a native speaker and learn to pronounce the words correctly. Now, have you heard of the non-locals speaking Khasi? For example, Mapi lalet chano, ka kerteng jongpi kumno, u jur ulai lut. It sounds hilarious at times, but it's alright. I mean, it's normal for a non-native speaker to speak like this because you have not learned the local way of pronouncing or the stress pattern. This video is meant for you who would like to learn how to speak like the local people. In this video, I will explain to you how to pronounce and how to follow the Khasi pattern in order to be able to speak like a native speaker. If not as a native speaker, at least you will sound like the locals. It is also important for you to get this right so that people can understand you better. So let us begin. Khasi usually follows what we call in English a stress pattern, which usually stresses on the second word, or in a technical term, the second syllable, or an iambic stress pattern. Therefore, we need to keep in mind what a syllable means. It is basically a combination of a vowel and a consonant. It is a unit of sound, in simple words. For example, we have the word pick, which is a one-syllable word. And if you have the word pickpocket, it is a three-syllable word. Other examples like table is a two-syllable word, chair is a one-syllable word, computer is a three-syllable word. We have pu and ter, computer, so three-syllable word. Coming to Khasi, let us take an example. Ubreu ulayap. Usually, in this case, a non-native speaker or a non-local speaker would say with stress on the first word, that is u, and maybe in the second u, for example, ubreu ulayap. But a native speaker would find it hard to understand and would not usually do this because he or she will stress on the second word. For example, ubreu ulayap. Ubreu ulayap. So there's a stress on the second word. Similarly, we see this in many words, especially words that are being borrowed or taken from another language. For example, words that are being borrowed from English. These include doctor, cancer, local, computer, lawyer, station, ticket, and some words from Hindi like chata, hatiyar. Most of these words usually have stress on the first syllable. But in Khasi, we don't usually stress on the first syllable. We usually have a stress on the second syllable. And the words that ends in er, for example, cancer, doctor, lawyer, will be pronounced as ar or. Let us take a few examples. Cancer will be pronounced as kansar. Doctor will be pronounced as doctor. Lobster as in lobster or lobster. Chata as in shatri or shatri, which is an exception in this case. The sound changes occur at the level of words, but we also see that this happens at the level of sentences too. But before that, we have to be careful when it comes to the type of sentences that you are speaking. For example, if it is a question, then you would usually raise the last word. For example, where are you going? Are you coming? So in the same manner, we would usually stress the final word in order to make it a question. Piwan sha'e, pilawan, pidang bamja, shino pisa, mano balej. So you see, there's a continuous raise of the last word in each of these questions. However, when it comes to a normal declarative sentence, we would have different stress pattern. But as I said earlier, usually the stress would be an iambic, which means stress falls on the second syllable or second word even when it comes to sentences. For example, ubrio ulaja, kakerteng jonga kadai ri, ukna ulapet, ujon udang shitom. You have to be careful because you will not be saying something like ubrio ulaja, kakerteng jonga kadai ri, ukna ulapet, ujon udang shitom. So we have to pay attention here because if you put a stress on the wrong word, it would sound funny. Therefore, one of the ideas that we usually employ even as language learners, and this also works in English too. So you stress on the content words. This include nouns, adjectives, verbs and adverbs. These are words that have meanings in them and not on the grammatical words like prepositions or conjunctions. The grammatical words are just words which are structural. They help you in creating a structure in your sentences. If you look at example above, we see the content words in English. For example, John is going. The children are playing. The child ran away. If you look at these sentences, you would find the stress on the verbs and nouns like John, children, playing, child, ran. So in the same manner we find in Khasi, we have to stress on the content words. Ubrio ulaja, kakerteng jonga kadairi, ukna ulapet, ujon udang tray. The moment you start stressing on the non-content words, it would sound hilarious, and therefore you need to pay attention to this. It is very simple. You can learn it and you can do it. That's all for today, and if you have any more questions or queries, you can let me know in the comment section below, or you can message me for more information. We have prepared a simple PDF on how to learn Khasi. You can have a look at it. The link is provided below in the description. I wish all the best for those who are inspired to learn and want to speak Khasi. Have a good time learning Khasi and all the best.